a big ad that's getting a lot of talk. Some people are saying it's the best Super Bowl ad ever. Some people are saying it's the worst. No celebrities in it. There was next to nothing in it. But let's talk about this one. The bouncing QR code for Coinbase. 60 seconds. It looked like a game of Pong. It was just a QR code bouncing around the screen. No words, no voiceovers. I loved it.
I thought it was good too. I like that it sparked the curiosity. But here's the thing. Here's where I think they just missed the mark, though. They should have had a follow-up. I just felt like, okay, you're piquing people's interest. You showed at the very end, hey, this is Coinbase, it's super quick. Little image at the very end of the commercial. But I felt like, okay, now that you've done that, now what? Is this the only commercial you're going to show? Is this what you're going to show every single time? It's just a QR code? Like, while this is genius and while you are sparking my curiosity, and I can see, like, I think I was hearing that they got like 20 million visitors to their website.
Yeah, their site crashed at one point.
But here's the thing. How many of those are paying customers? How many of that is their actual audience? So, I mean, I can see what they were going for, and I think it's genius in a lot of ways. And at the same time, though, you could be driving tons of irrelevant traffic to your website. So even though you might go, well, we had 20 million people come to our website. Well, what if only 500,000 of them are actually your customers? Would you have been better off making a more targeted ad and then had 1 million people come to your website that are 1 million customers? That was something I was thinking about when I was watching it.
Yeah, I can see that. So I love the simplicity. I love that, the mystery behind it, the simple call to action. Everybody knew exactly what to do. They didn't even tell you, but you were just like, okay, this thing's still bouncing around. I got to grab my phone and see what this is. The follow. Are you saying like a follow through, like another ad later in the night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what I think would have been even better than that. Something on their website that would have been more appealing, because I went there and I was like, oh, okay, Coinbase. And I read the offer and it was like, get $15 worth of Bitcoin. And then I looked up the conversion rate. I did the math, and that's like 0.00003 in Bitcoin. Like, okay, you get a crappy offer and this is it. Like, the website should have been more engaging. The website should have like really told the story of, here's why you need to get on Coinbase. Instead, it was, the ad was simple, but the website was it was pretty basic too. Just a basic offer, which, you do the math, it's not a great one. How many people signed up and didn't do the math, and then we're like, oh, so that's what $15 worth of Bitcoin is.
And you bring up a great point. How much? Okay, so they're giving $15 away plus advertising cost. Like, so let me get this straight. You're going to spend $13 million on advertising. Plus, you got to do, it's not just do a commercial. You got to spend your advertising dollars on all different channels to really make that campaign all come together. And then you got to figure that the 20 million that came onto the website, they also need to run retargeting ads to get those people to come back. So you're going to start off with the first introduction of your brand to discount it. Like, here's $15. Here you go. It's like, well, why should I use your service? I don't understand why I should use it, though. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So it's you know what I mean? It's like, I just feel like the messaging, and that's what I mean. Like, I think the first part is super creative. Like, I like it. You're getting people to engage with it. And now you've gotten 20 million people to come to your website. What if you had hit them again with a message on why Coinbase is the premier product that they need to use. Because now I can go, okay, I see what it does. You know what? Maybe I should go back and take up that $15 offer. Maybe I should do it.
Exactly. Like, tell your story. Don't just give a discount, which,
Yeah.
I mean, like, depending on how many people signed up, it would cost them a lot of money to do it, but it's not, on an individual level, not a great offer. And there's no reason to really come back. Like, if you're going to give that offer, like, you've got to give people a reason to say, I don't even need the offer. I'll take it, but I've got to sign up for this anyway. I'll be interested to see the actual numbers from this ad, if they actually get some kind of return on investment from it, because one thing to their advantage, it's more trackable than any other ad. You know, you don't always.
Oh, you're right about that.
You know, you got something like Lay's potato chips. People buy that all year, and yeah, you might see a little bump after a commercial with Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen, but can you really determine if every purchase was made because of that ad? You can't with a bag of chips or a truck, but you can do it with this. So they're going to have the numbers. It'll be interesting to see how successful this campaign really was. Let's talk about Larry David and LeBron James. They both had different approaches. I thought they were sending a similar message. Like, look toward the future. Don't be scared. Don't be left behind. I feel like whereas the Amazon was kind of joking about people's fears, maybe they were doing that in a way as saying, like, hey, it's not a big deal. We're making a joke about it in this commercial. It's nothing to be afraid of. What these two commercials for cryptocurrency were doing were acknowledging that there are a lot of people out there who have fear or doubt or just don't understand this stuff. And they're saying, it's not for me. But they're trying to relieve our fears and also create a new fear, the FOMO, the fear of being left behind while everybody is moving toward this new kind of currency. And so you got the Larry David one taking a really funny approach to basically a guy who's historically a Luddite. They're showing him saying, oh, the bulb is stupid, or we're never going to go to the moon. And then they're saying, hey, it's the same thing. All those people who were doubters about that stuff back then, if you're doubting crypto, you're going to be just like them. And then with the LeBron commercial, that fortune favors the brave. Those commercials, I thought they did a really good job of tapping into people's emotions and like taking them from a fear of this unknown to a fear of being left behind. So I thought those were really
Yeah, those were good. Their approach was very similar to me, like Capital One. Like Capital One has Samuel L. Jackson. He comes off, he's hard. And what you're seeing is like these companies are trying to go after a totally different demographic, because even like Larry David, the older generation is more cynical. Like, I don't know, maybe that'll work, maybe that won't. And you have a younger generation that's willing to take more risk, to be bolder. So, I mean, like I was kind of comparing it to the Capital One, where you have Samuel L. Jackson, who's like that hard-hitting voice. He's in your face. And then you have Jennifer Gardner, who's more softer, right? So they're trying to go after, but they both have the same tagline, right? So it's like the same thing there. I mean, I think it was good. It's a classic. Here's a problem. Here's a solution. How to overcome your fears, and that there's also a transformation that happens. Like, okay, if you get this product, you're going to overcome the fear of risk. You're going to overcome the fear of loss, and you're going to start gaining this like new way of life by getting by using our services. And that way, I mean, I thought it was just fine. I wasn't like super in love with those commercials. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Larry David. I found him to be more annoying. It was just kind of like, but that goes into what I'm saying. I'm closer in age to LeBron, so I connect more to, his way of thinking. I'm not as cynical, so I can see it really did what they wanted it to do. Like, we're not really talking to you, Nick. Okay, so since we know that, we're talking to your parents. We need to hit them because the reality is they have money just sitting there, right? They're retired. They have all of this income and they need to invest it. And they're the most cynical. So we got to overcome that, where we now have a younger generation that knows they need to invest. They're going to be bolder in their investment choices. So for me, LeBron's going to hit me like, yeah, that's me. I'm listening. Yep. I'm on the same page with you. I want to go ahead and sign up. So I think it's like this point that you're bringing up is like, okay, if I'm an advertiser and I really want to leverage the Super Bowl and I have that type of capital to be able to invest, because just doing one spot, if it's 1 minute long, it's probably like $13 million for that spot. Yeah. So, I mean, if I want to maximize my investments, then yeah, we need to find a way to go after multiple demographics all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And I think with the Larry David one, this was their probably the first and last attempt to get those older people. And they probably think, you know, let's reach this older demographic just one time. We're probably not going to get a ton of them, but they're the ones with a lot of money. They've been saving up. They've been working for a long time. Let's try to reach as many of them as we can. But I don't think we're going to see Larry David next year.
Yeah.
I think then it's going to be like, okay, if you didn't get on board with us in 2022, we're moving on. You
I can see that.
We're going to go. So I as long as they do this once, I can see it being a good move. If they keep going with Larry David, then I'm like, no, you guys are going after the wrong audience here.